Okay, it's time to work on the ignition now. Need to get the distributor in here, which is actually a circuit breaker. First thing I do is get this stuff out here, make sure you don't drop anything down in that hole down there. They'd be like these lock washers. Could become a problem. Alright, so we get all the parts over here. Alright, so first thing I do is get this thing, get all the parts down in here and assembled. So this here is your timing strap, and it goes in between here. This is how far you can advance, retard your ignition by rotating the distributor. And this band goes around the body. You can put the band wherever you want. So you can put this body anywhere 130 on a full turn, wherever you want to put it, on the outer cover. The bottom piece only goes one or two spots. Wire in the back, wire in the front. The correct spot is wire in the back. That way the wire goes this way instead of goes forward and then loops around and goes back that way. Because the stock coil is up over here where it belongs. Alright, so now we get to figure out how we can do all this. Now this has electronic conversion in here. This is the one made over in Sweden or Netherlands. I think it's Netherlands. So somewhere over there. Okay, now this, we don't want this to fall out. This housing here, covering, whatever you want to call it. Stock, they have a piece of wire that goes through here that keeps it from falling out. So it does not look like we have anything to keep that from falling out right now. So that means we need to make something. So I think the thing to use to keep it from coming out is a paper clip. Or you can use a piece of thick tie wire made in like a little hat shape. That's what the factory part was. So one of those two things would work. The paper clip's probably easier to come by. So I'm going to go find me a paper clip. I'll be back. Okay, owner's back. Scooby woke up too. What are you doing, Scooby? Tail still works.
He's beating me with his leg now. I mean, with his tail now.
He beat you up with his tail, that is correct. Okay, so I went and found me a paper clip. Took a little week because this is not a little work, not weak. It was a weak attempt to find one because I am not, what do they call that, office area. So we're going to take our paper clip and bend it a little bit. I thought you made a retainer for the housing on this vehicle when you assembled it. I thought you made a retainer so it wouldn't come out.
Oh no, I was looking for one.
You were looking for one. Okay, well I found one. It's called right here. So you go down in there a little ways. Make sure you don't go through the wire.
You mean like that?
Like that. This is called a drill, a little micro drill vise. Uh-oh. Appears we have a hole. Damn. Appears to be a hole in here. This is going to go through this hole. As long as you know where that hole is. Hopefully it's somewhere in this area. Oh, I found it. Can I find another one? It should be close to the other side. Yeah, not finding the hole. There it is, I found the hole. We don't need a hole jokes either. Okay, so you take and bend that back like that. I don't want that poking the wire, so I'm put that on the outside edge. You know, attempt to put on the outside edge. Maybe I'll just force it through. Can we force the wire through? Ooh, it went through one hole. Oh, it went through two holes. There we go. We forced it through. Okay, does that look like a wire retention device to you?
Should stop that
Housing.
housing from going down there.
Should keep it from coming out. And then still allow full functionality. That was a big word, wasn't it?
Have to go to Google that one.
Have to Google it. Yeah, I know how the feeling would be on that. Okay, so you got to make sure that you let room for movement. So if you go like this, you can move this without having cable binding in here by seeing how there's a loop in there. You can go back and forth without ripping the wires out of it. So that's very important. So this has to go in this direction right here. Like that. Unless you want to go forward and get tangled up and all this stuff. It's up to you. Okay, so next thing I gotta do is put this thing on top bits or on the firing position. Where's the instructions for this, do you know? That was a big blank. Where's the box?
Probably at my house.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a good place for those. You know I have never put these in one yet, so don't exactly know how you're supposed to do it. See, I was already put together. I brought everything I needed for bowing points. See? Feeler gauge, jumper wires, ohmmeter. Oh, that's right. This is not factory motor. This is a butchered hot rod motor. Alright, well I know the first thing I do is get the thing over at least a timing position. You missed all the fun with the valve covers.
Oh, they're down.
You noticed?
Yeah.
Okay, there's top dead center, compression stroke. Go down about 7/16 of an inch or so for the firing position. About there. Go make sure you go past it and come back. Something about that area there should be close to a timing mark. We also had a major oil leak, you're going to have to go look in the video to see what that's all about. Oh geez. Oh, it appears somebody's off on their timing. It's not quite dead nuts. It's slightly to the rear by 1 degree at most.
Yeah, I see that. I see that hidden hole right there.
That's about where it fires at, in case you didn't know what 7/16 of an inch looks like. So, I'll have to get my calibration stick out. Oh, see, there's the problem. It's not 7/16 on this bike. It's a 32nd under it. That's why I was off. Calibration is off today. It must be the virus affecting my vision. Alright. So, we are similar to about where it should fire in the known spectrum of the universe. How'd that sound? Okay, now this thing here goes on top of here. Goes on like that. Yep. So, usually some kind of a magnet or something that triggers this thing. This appears to be a non-magnetic device. So this must be a Hall effect. Hall effect means that it uses metal instead of magnets. So there's your firing point right there. So there's one of two ways this works. It comes on and it dowels between the dead spots, or it dowels between the heavy spot. Now, seeing how most of it is open air, I'm going to guess that the metal part is the part that matters on the timing. So that means when this thing comes around, when it first hits the magnet or whatever that sensor is right there, I have no idea if I'm doing this right. That triggers the coil on. That's called your dwell time. The amount of degrees of rotation from here to here is your dwell. So it'll probably fire when it goes off the backside, would be my guess. But without having the instructions here, we don't know. This could affect how the distributor goes together. Now you have a bunch of marks right here too. I don't know what those all mean. There's an E. There's an E on there. You don't suppose the E is for early? It means it fits an early distributor. What do you think? Think that's what you go for?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to mark this thing up. So we have a magnetic trigger right here, and right here. So your front and your back of that. And then we're going to have two trigger points there too. So if all that stuff lines up correctly, it should work. Like I said, I don't know if you go off the timing point or top dead center. See, now this is a pickup only, and probably there's no computer involved. This is going to be off the timing mark, not off top dead center. If you have a real electronic ignition, you will have a built-in timing curve. If it's just electronic pickup, it's just like having a set of points, except it's done electrically instead of with a stupid open close switch, mechanical switch. It says an electrical switch. So this, I'm guessing, is electrical. Okay, the other way is I'm not sure which way this rotates. As I recall, it's opposite of a big twin. So that means it would go clockwise. Or opposite of an overhead valve motor, I should say. Okay, where's my screws at? The screws are over here. That's our firing point normally. Normally this is our firing point right here with the two, where that lines up with the other point. So it was way over here, so I'm going to back that up to over here. I'm just trying to playing around a little bit, basically. No way you can see what I'm doing by being on a tripod. Okay, so that is there. So I'm thinking we need to be way over here with this thing. Now we got to figure out where we want our clip to be. Our clip is going to have to be where we can get to it. Okay, so that's where everything would dwell. I think it's going to fire when it comes off the backside. Would be my guess. All of this is just guessing because we have no instructions. I still want the wiring to be over here. Okay, these are way over here now. See how those lines kind of line up about in that area? And we can adjust it back and forth, quite a bit on this distributor, because this is not connected to that. But I do want the clip to be where you can get to it. The other problem I've got is we have a lot of wiring over in this area. The wire that's going underneath.
Mm-hmm.
When I was over here, see, we're running out of room. So my guess is the wiring is either maxed out or collapsed the other direction. So we have to do something about that because I want the clips to be here where you can work it. So at this point, we need to go back and see what we're binding on. Okay, looks like we got the wiring itself is becoming a problem. I don't understand why that'd be. So we have too much slack in the system, I guess. See, it's collapsing. It's trying to push the wire. So that means we probably needed to go the other direction with the wiring. So we need to go this direction, this way, instead of the direction we had it. I'm guessing this is supposed to be grounded to our
Yeah, I would think so.
one of our bolts. adjustment there. That's good. So you can now notice the pickups on the other side of the vehicle now. Okay, so this is about straight here. Now we're way the hell off on this now, see? So alright, we'll just move it over here. See, our clip's right here, so I think I'd rather be one more tooth over. One more tooth. See, our clip can go this direction, so we can get our cover on and off easier. Clip would be here. It's probably easier to go this direction than this direction, because you got this in the way. So you put it over this way. We've got two different holes to use, either this set or this set. So it can either sit here or sit straight up and down. A lot of times it fits straight up and down, that's how you do it, so it looks prettier. Okay, so I'm thinking probably somewhere in this general area would be about where it goes, but without instructions I don't know for sure. Alright, so roughly that's how I think it belongs. That means this piece here would go under here. And you'll see I'm going to have to put that in before I put it together. See how it doesn't fit? So this is going to have to go somewhere in there like this position. So if it's fully advanced it'd be about there. So I'm going to put this band over this first hole. We have to get this off and put it in the bottom, underneath first. Okay, we need to find some instructions. We'll be back.
How are you going to get it?
So there's what it is. There's the manufacturer, Samuel. So they're over there in the Netherlands, I think, or someplace. So these have been obsolete for about 5 years now. When did we buy this? About 8 years ago. I bought 2 of them too, so it's a good thing I did. I wouldn't have the instructions if I didn't do that, right? Oh, this is a different one though. See, this one's orange and that one's gray. You're already looking like a bad deal.
So the instructions say
so
it's
is
for
that
the
early
orange
one or is that the late one? Well, this is the 30 to 48. Which one did you get? My guess is whatever the instruction picture is the old one. Okay, yeah, it looks like we got points in there. Now you know the good instructions are in color. There's the original mock-up. You notice how it has a little short one there like yours? That's a 3D picture. That is called Make Believe.
Make Believe, huh?
Before they had it. Ooh, it looks like the same small one you got. See, mine is the big full-size one.
Whoa.
I got the heavy-duty one. Or I got the boat anchor one. Depending on which way you want to go with it. Timing instructions. Remove spark plugs. That's a good sign. Does it say anything about using different things? It appears that they look the same between early and late. Nice. Okay. Check for flywheel timing marks. Yes, we have some. Read your book. I lost the book. Do not move flywheel backward and forth. Oh, no shit. There's inflay in our gears and it affects the timing a lot. What if it is not working? Is it working right now? Can we call them for help? Time instructions. Then connect the spark plug coils to engine ground. This enables normal operated spark and prevents unwanted engine from compression. That doesn't tell me how to time it. This is a red light. Ooh, there is a red light. Okay, the red light is on while charging. That means the points are closed. Ignition coil, firing solid metal, trigger rotor. The light goes off when points open. Pass the center electron ignition module. At all points, spark is generated by the coil. No crappy. Okay. Appears we're going to have to hook this up to a 12-volt power source. If I go like that, is that 12 volts?
6 or 12.
What if I hook it to a Scooby?
Yeah. Scooby's probably
Scooby will
18.
make it work. Okay. We're going to have to get a battery. We'll be back.